One can hardly open up a higher ed publication without seeing the words flipped or flipping in regard to this new way of teaching. And Eileen Brodziak provided me with at least a half a dozen references as we were preparing this seminar today. And there was a lead story in the Chronicle of Higher Ed about flipping the classroom. So I feel like we have a real timely topic today, and I'm so delighted to see all of you here. We're very fortunate to have with us today three leaders in higher education technology: Chris Millay, Bart Purcell, and Matt Meyer. They'll lead this presentation for us. Chris Millay, wave, do something. Yes, there he is. He is an assistant director of education technology at Penn State. He's responsible for the research and the development of new technologies and technology-supported pedagogies. His professional interests include digital media, educational gaming, learning spaces, active learning, mobile learning, and assessment. He oversees Penn State's educational gaming commons, the media commons, and lecture capture and mobile learning initiatives. Chris has a master's in instructional systems from Penn State's College of Education. We have Dr. Bart Purcell. He's with us. He has worked for Penn State since August of 2000, and he's part of the College of Information Sciences and Technologies, now with Schreyer Instutue for Teaching Excellence. Dr. Purcell has experience in online course design and development, teaching, research, and assessment. He teaches IST 446, game design and development, sounds like fun. And he contributes to a wide variety of research and assessment projects around the scholarship of teaching and learning. In his spare time, he's an avid gamer himself. Matt Meyer, where is he? There he is. He's Senior Instructional Designer for the Education Technology Services ETS Group at Penn State. His primary role is to serve as lead designer and project manager for large course enrollment redesign projects. And in this role, Matt engages with faculty seeking to redesign courses, so you know who to call, to develop meaningful impacts on learning process and subsequent outcomes. He also leads a team of ETS instructional designers, and he helps coordinate their learning design projects throughout Penn State. He works collectively with overall learning design community to discover, develop, and communicate current best practices. We really appreciate Chris, Bart, and Matt coming today. Matt Meyer has a quote on his personal page that says, quote, "There is nothing you know that you haven't learned from someone else." So that's exactly what we're going to do today. Let's give them a warm welcome to Penn State
Thank you very much. We're happy to be here. And as soon as we walked in, we thought this is a great place to be in. Forward-thinking room design, lots of people here, lots of technology, so we felt at home right away. I wanted to just touch a couple things really fast before I turn it over to Millay and Matt to cover more of the flipped classroom stuff. We put together a blog post that's at the Schreyer Instutue blog that we have here. We just want to put it up here now, let you know where it is. It's also on the whiteboard back there, the URL. So as we're moving through things today, you don't need to worry about copying down a bunch of URLs and those sorts of things. This blog post has all the places we're going to be going, where you can find out more resources and things along those lines. So feel free to check that out whenever you get a chance. And the second thing, I forgot my sign-in sheet. The Schreyer Instutute has a little sheet that we hand out at all these events that basically we just ask your name, your email address, and whether or not you'd like to receive the Schreyer Instutute newsletter or more information from us around flipping the classroom and other kind of resources. So I'm just going to pass this around. Go ahead.
So a bunch of us at ETS went to Educaw's Learning Initiative ELI conference a couple of weeks ago in Austin. And somebody tweeted during one of the keynote sessions, isn't it ironic that we're all standing around lecturing about how bad lectures are? So this is definitely not gonna be a lecture style thing for the next 2 hours. Nikki was saying earlier that she was talking about how we were coming up, but we're gonna be talking about classroom flipping, and that she had a colleague that said that classroom flipping is terrible and that it's not a good pedagogy and that your SRT scores are going to go down. And I understand that. I think we all understand that people feel that way, that this is sort of the latest buzz thing in education. And I think that's fine. What I'd like to do is make today a bit of a. We welcome debate. We welcome any kind of interaction that you guys want to have kind of throughout any part of this presentation. So definitely, speak up if you see something that you disagree with or that you want to share one of your own personal experiences with. definitely open to the discussion. And again, we have 2 hours and we're flexible here, so whatever you guys want to do over the next 2 hours is cool with us. This is sort of the loose agenda. Again, it's flexible, but I'm going to start out by sort of talking in broad strokes about the classroom flipping model, what this all really means. We're going to talk about some of the supporting technologies that relate to classroom flipping. This is very much a technology-enabled pedagogy, so we'll talk about some of the specific technologies and show them to you, so that'll be one of your takeaways, is some awareness of some of the technologies that relate to classroom flipping. And then we have a sort of an activity or discussion period where we can kind of all collaboratively try to flip a couple of your classrooms and talk about some different design strategies for your classes. So that's generally what we're going to do here. You all have clickers on the table. We're going to kind of intersperse these little clicker opportunities throughout the presentation. We're going to make it a little interactive. Okay, we'll leave it there. So it looks like most of you guys are in STEM, liberal arts, pretty even breakdown with a few of you in business, and then 2 in other. I find it useful kind of to get started in a presentation like this, just sort of getting some basic demographic information. I think that there's some classroom flipping strategies that are specific to particular disciplines. So in STEM, there's certain active learning strategies that are consistent with STEM style teaching, and some that are more applicable to humanities. Next question, get a sense of, let me stop the last poll.
Yeah.
So just get a sense of classroom size. Again, classroom size, very relevant to the types of strategies that you employ for classroom flipping. So under 15, just a couple of you. Most of you are 15 to 25 or the bigger classes. So that's good. Again, different strategies for the kind of first 2 selections versus those. So I'll talk to you about some of the different pieces of classroom flipping here, and then we'll go let Bart and Matt get into some of the more details. And I wanted to show a video here. This is something that we created. If you're not familiar with, what's the name of the video?
Common Craft.
Simply speaking, yeah. So this is a Simply Speaking style video, basically sort of a cartoonish sort of introduction to classroom flipping. That's part of our sort of lead into our classroom flipping